Hello, welcome to Brent's Prime Food Adventures. I'm Brent. My special guest is Mark Heineman, and we are going to make the world famous homemade Caesar salad from scratch. Today we're in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I got a gal in Kalamazoo, as Glenn Miller used to sing. So why am I in Kalamazoo? This is where my friends Mark and Nancy Heineman live. Mark, how long have we known one another?
Forever.
Forever. Right?
Stealing toys out of your sandbox.
Yeah, we played sandbox together. This is a true story. People had sandboxes. Mark and I grew up in a town called Trenton. It's where my father's first store was. Ray's Prime Beef, that one was called, on West Road. Yeah. And we lived in one house. There was one house in between us. So we literally grew up side by side. Mark's from a large family. There's 8 children. I'm from a large family. There's 6 children. And we spent a lot of time together over the years. Mark truly is my best friend. We've known each other for almost 60 years. That's a true story. We've done a lot of things together.
Never missed a birthday party.
Never missed a birthday party. We had some great birthday parties when we were like 6 or 8. And oh gosh, so many memories. So the reason that I'm in Kalamazoo is I'm in town for the holidays. We filmed some episodes. I did an episode on the family prime rib. We made chicken sausage, and then Grandma Yoshi, my Japanese friend Grandma Yoshi, made the sukiyaki. Those are all episodes you should be looking for if you haven't seen those yet. If they're not out in the public domain yet, they will be. This is the 4th episode that I'm filming on my little mini run back to Michigan. And Mark and Nancy love my Caesar salad.
Yep, favorite.
And
one of my favorites.
Yeah, Mark always likes when I come to Kalamazoo too. This is a true story because I cook a lot, and especially like there would be some times when Nancy would go out of town, and that would always be a nice time for me to visit Mark. And I'd cook for him, and he'd be like, "Oh my God, this is great." So I've cooked for Mark once or twice.
Very true.
Mark worked at the store. He worked at Ray's Prime Meats, it was called at the time, when we were teenagers.
Yeah. Used to clean the coolers out.
Clean the coolers out, what we called the cleanup boy. But he also, and his wife Nancy worked as well. We had these festivals. And if you watched my chicken sausage episode, you'll see how we made the chicken sausage that we sold at festivals. And we would work food booths with giant grills. I'm going to show a picture of Mark as a teenager working one of the giant grills. I have that. We'll put that up. He was the grill guy.
Cases of bratwurst. Cases of the chicken bratwurst.
Yeah.
Cases.
Yeah.
Frozen in the van, ready to go.
Chicken Italian sausages, the smoked kielbasa with kraut. Hot kielbasa here. So, in addition to, we had a van that said Ray's Prime Meats on the side. We used to call it the meat wagon. And the meat wagon had 2 bucket seats, and we would take the meat wagon all over places. So Mark and I really have a long and rich history together, and we have actually stayed in touch throughout the years with no break. So Mark, do you have any stories about Ray's? Anything interesting that's just off the top of your head? I know I'm catching you by surprise.
I worked through high school.
Through high school.
And out of high school, I worked some very interesting trade stuff at the Gibraltar Trade Center.
Oh.
Where I'd sell meat at a trade center.
Oh, I was away at college then.
Away at college, yeah.
And my father would reel you in, and you would go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it was more than the high school years. We'll call it a half dozen years.
Yeah. So.
And then it just so happened that Mark's brother John owned or opened up we call it a grocery store.
Yeah.
And so then Mark would go in there. He had all this experience working in a meat store. So he would go in and grind and do all the stuff that we taught him as a family.
Right, and I always had to wrap.
You always had to wrap. Oh, that was a big thing,
yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I helped introduce Mark to his wife, Nancy. Nancy was a little cutie blondie in one of my classes, and I was like, Mark, look at this little cute blonde. And before I knew it, they were at a party together, and I never saw them the rest of the summer. So they are high school sweethearts. It's very much a true story, and I am going to take claim to helping set up that.
That is a very true story.
So as we make the Caesar salad, it's 14 ingredients. I'm going to go through each ingredient, and of course, there's going to be a recipe, which will be in the description below. But we're going to go through all 14 ingredients. We are going to start with minced garlic. You could use fresh garlic if you'd prefer, but minced garlic, capers, fresh ground black pepper, anchovies. Usually I use anchovies. Believe it or not, I couldn't find any, so we're going to use anchovy paste. That's fine. A little bit of lemon. It's usually half a lemon, but I had some lemons left over from something for the holidays, so we're just using up leftover lemons. We, of course, have the romaine lettuce. We have an egg. It's in a little bit of warm water. That's called cotylene. I have usually Tabasco, but I just have a hot sauce here. It's just going to be a couple dashes. It's not a big deal. A Dijon mustard. Again, usually I'm just using whatever is available. Usually I use the Grey Poupon, but any Dijon works. Worcestershire. Red wine vinegar. Olive oil. I always suggest using the high quality premium olive oil that was featured in my 2 olive oil episodes when possible. Parmesan cheese. We are not going to use grated Parmesan. It has to be shredded, or in this case I bought shaved just to buy something different. Croutons. If you make homemade croutons, that's even better. Here I got some organic, I believe they're gluten-free as well. Not sure, it doesn't matter, no gluten allergies. So I believe that's 14 ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's how. Again, all the ingredients, this whole recipe, everything is going to be listed in the description below on a link so that you can do this at home yourself. The first thing we're going to do is just cut the romaine lettuce, okay? And the romaine lettuce is cold. It should be chilled. And by the way, I forgot to tell that we were in each other's weddings. Of course, we were. Yep. Mark and Nancy got a little... What year were you married, guys?
85.
1985. I was married in 1990. But again, we've been long time friends. So I usually just do 1 head of romaine lettuce, but my romaine lettuce didn't look that good. They were a little small, so I bought 2 heads. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this. And I'm going to take this top off because I don't like the quality of it. A lot of times I would say that, but in this particular one I didn't like it. So we're going to cut this into 1-inch pieces. This recipe I learned in Vail, Colorado when I was a tableside waiter in a French restaurant. I've shown that picture once or twice, but I'm going to put it up again. Me in my little white waiter uniform. And yes, that's when I was living with my friend John Provost. And I would make Caesar salads, tableside. I would do other dishes. I would do steak Diane, steak à poivre. I would do crepes or bananas flambé, cherry jubilee. And it was always a good thing when you're a waiter if you were doing these tableside things because you're usually going to get a little bit of a bigger tip. So I learned this recipe in 1983 from a French chef named Alain. And I've made the Caesar salad hundreds of times since then. It's the same exact recipe that I used to do for customers in Vail in the French restaurant. And it's a little bit of a family tradition. It's not unusual for me when I come into town for people to say, would you make your Caesar salad? So that's exactly what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've cut this. Now I'm just going to put it in a sink because we're going to rinse it. So I'm just going to set it there. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut this other one real quick. And again, I got a lot of extra lettuce, so we don't need that. Oh, thank you, Mark.
Can I trust you with a knife?
I do like to tell people in my episodes I'm pretty handy with a knife. So in Kalamazoo, Mark works for Western Michigan University, and he actually, among other things that he does at Western Michigan University, is he works the penalty box for the Western Michigan Bronco college team hockey games. And one of the things I'm going to do tonight is Nancy and I are going to go to the hockey game, and we're going to watch Mark work. Mark does have on, if you don't know, Western Michigan won the national championships in hockey last year. Mark has done a lot of things.
Woo, go Broncos!
Go Broncos! And we're going to go to that Broncos game tonight. He's done a lot of things too. He's a referee. You know, he knows all the players. He knows the coaches. He's in the locker room. Very much associated. Now I'm going to cut one more there. One more. But I just want to let you know that that's one of the things you do in Kalamazoo, Michigan. You go to Western Michigan University hockey games. Go Broncos!
It's a great day to be a Bronco.
It's a great day to be a Bronco.
That's what the saying is on campus.
Is that what it is? It's a great day to be a Bronco? It's a great day to be hanging out with Broncos.
Yeah.
All right, come on around here and I'm going to show you what I'm doing now, if that's okay. So this is what I do all the time with my lettuce. Okay, it's cold water. It's in a sink. I cleaned the sink out before I used it. It's not like I'm putting this in with nasty things. And you have to rinse. I could feel the dirt in the grit that was inside the lettuce. So if you're not going to rinse your lettuce, you're going to taste that dirt and the grit. Also, if you see brown pieces like this, I'll just pick them out. You don't necessarily want to eat that. We got plenty of lettuce. My lettuce completely rinsed. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to chill it, okay? And I'm picking out a few more brown pieces. And look at this towel that my friends the Heinemans have. I'm going to read it to you. If you ask I can't even read it. It's so funny.
You have to ask.
If you have to ask if it's too early to drink, you're an amateur and we can't be friends. So I'm pretty sure I've never asked that before because we're still friends. So we are just going to chill this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to get that excess water out. And we are going to set it in a towel. And I do this every single time. It's not like I'm just doing something different because we're filming it. This is always how I treat the lettuce. And what we're going to do is we're going to crisp it. You really should crisp your lettuce before you use it in a salad. So now we're just going to fold it like this. It's so easy. And now I'm going to put this in a refrigerator. It will come back for it when we're ready for it. Mark has never done this before. I'm making him he likes to eat food.
I'm rolling my sleeves up. I'm ready to get to work.
I'm not sure if you're a foodie, but you like to eat food.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put like a big forkful of the minced garlic in.
All right.
This is so easy. We could just do it at home. Yeah, a little more than that. Not much. A little more than that. All right. Probably more garlic than we need. And now, I usually use anchovies, and the recipe calls for 2 or 3 anchovies. But again, I'm working with anchovy paste here. And Mark, would you mind? You might need a knife. Just popping that open for me real quick. And while you're doing that, I am going to add the capers. All right. So, I have eaten Caesar. I've made hundreds of Caesar salads, and I like to order them when I go out to eat. They're never as good as mine. Honest to gosh, this is not a hyperbole. The closest the Caesar salad ever was to mine, I was in New Orleans, and I ate at one of Emerald's restaurants. I think it was called Emerald's, and they made a table-side Caesar salad, and they had 12 of the 14 ingredients. Instead of Tabasco, though, they used cayenne pepper. They didn't put capers in. I like the capers. But I love to. It's fun when I go out, or especially if I'm with a date or someone, and they'll say, Brent, the Caesar salad just isn't as good as yours. It's just a fun thing to do. Like, it never is. So now we're going to do a little squirt of the anchovy paste in there. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Of course.
He had a little thing on the...
That was a teaspoon of that's about 1 anchovy. That's about 1 anchovy. So I won't get too carried on with the anchovy paste. We'll say that's about 2 anchovies in there.
How much of the capers?
About a teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
So Mark, here's what I'm gonna have you do. So you're gonna crush. You're gonna mix this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
You see how you're running across it? And what you're gonna do is when you're done, the anchovies, which are already pasted, so you don't have to worry about that, but all these capers are gonna get, and I'm gonna put some things in while you're doing that, okay?
Wonderful.
So I'm gonna work, and usually I do all this at once, but that's because I got a helper. We're gonna do 20 cranks of coarse ground pepper. That's also gonna help in this, I don't know, process you wanna call it, muddling, for instance. And then the other thing is, we're gonna squeeze our lemon in here now. If you see me get I try to get all the seeds out. A lot of times I use a lemon squeezer, but if you see me get a seed in there by mistake, because we don't want to eat that, that'll be bad. Just go ahead and pull it out. So what is in here, yeah, you can keep going. We're gonna really mince that finely. We're gonna put about the equivalent of half a lemon. Let's get that seed out, Mark. Will you reach that and just hand it to me? I'll get it. There you go, thank you. We're gonna put about the equivalent of half a lemon in here. And what helps, the lemon juice helps mince this, muddle it, as does the black pepper. I'll put one more in. And again, what I'm doing is I'm just using some lemons that were left over from shrimp cocktail or something on the holidays. Normally I say half a lemon. All right, I'm just gonna step away and throw these out. You keep going, Mark,
Yep,
okay?
yep, we're looking good here.
All right, we are looking good.
Yep.
Okay, what I like to do is I like to set things aside after I use them so I don't forget, did I put that in or not? So once I put it in, I set it aside, I get it out of my way. I highly recommend that to anybody. The coarse ground black pepper I'm going to use again, so I'm going to leave that out. All right, are we ready for our next steps? You feel like you got that mashed?
I think
that
it's
mashed
mashed.
really good? All right, so I'm going to have you do this, Mark. You can just leave those, you're going to leave those right kind of, yeah, because I'm going to use those again. We'll explain. I'll just put them on the board. I love messing up people's kitchens. I'm sorry, Nancy. Am I messing up your kitchen unexpectedly?
You are good.
3 tablespoons.
3 tables.
All right.
Yep, yep.
This is red wine vinegar. All right. And now I'll take this one back, and I'm going to give you 3 tablespoons of this. This is Worcestershire sauce. For you that don't know it, Worcester is actually a town in Massachusetts. It's a Boston suburb, and that's how they pronounce it, Worcester. So it's Worcestershire sauce.
3 of these?
Yes. And that's something that is also a city that is in England.
Also in college in Ohio.
Worcestershire? Or Worcester?
No, Worcester.
Worcester. Oh, is it really?
Worcester's a college in Ohio.
I usually use Tabasco, but today we're just using a hot sauce. I need 2 dashes in there.
2 dashes.
Uh-huh. All right. Oh, did we do 3?
We got 3.
Oh!
We got 2.5.
I want you to crack this egg. This egg has been coddled. I'll explain what that is on a screen so you can see what that does. Crack it, just break it in there, and then put the shell right in here. Now it's 1 teaspoon of Dijon. So I just go ahead and put a squirt in there for me.
This is
No, we're not going to need the spoon anymore.
shake that up.
A little more. It is measured exactly, but that's good.
I like Dijon.
Remember, I'm not a mustard fan. You must
Yes.
remember our history together. That's okay. So now we are going to blend this. Just act like there's people in front of us, customers that are watching everything we do. Okay, and see how I got these 2 forks together? There it is. That's right. See how I got these? Look, see how I got these 2 forks together?
Okay, yeah.
You could use a whisk, but we already got these utensils dirty. So you just go ahead and you're going to whip this.
Okay.
Okay, so you're just going to do it for a good minute. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put some things to the side. I got to be a little firmer than that.
I think I'll get a good tip if I do a good job.
Yeah, you will get a good tip.
I'm in front of the customers right now.
One time I had the flambe a little too close, and the man picked up a napkin and put it over his wife's head because I think he was afraid I was going to catch her hair on fire. Michael Jackson reference there for boomers. They'll know what I mean there. So now, Mark, what I'm going to do, and this is the biggest bowl we have. I always suggest the biggest bowl we have. This was a little bit of a surprise. When I pulled up, Mark and Nancy didn't know that I was going to make their favorite Caesar salad. So we just had to make do with what we have. Now I'm going to have you do the olive oil. So the recipe says 10 ounces. I'm going to look at this And I'm going to say, Mark, what I'd like you to do is add about 1/3 of that while I whisk. Yep. Now, normally I do this myself. It's easy to do, but I got a helper, so I'm going to whisk while Mark adds the olive oil. And kind of slowly. And this is so your sauce or your dressing doesn't break. And now I'm going to talk about the weather. So did you ski today? What runs did you take? Talk about the weather a little bit now, a little more. That's probably good. So you'll see what we have here. We're going to have plenty of dressing is what we're going to have. The other ingredients we have is we're going to do the croutons, we're going to do the Parmesan cheese, we're going to do the more coarse cracked pepper. I'm not going to put the olive oil away yet. I'm going to try it. But we're not going to do that just yet, but that's why it's there. So what I'm going to do now, you can continue to film while I do this, is I'm going to take out of the refrigerator our salad. And this is not something I did in front of customers. This is something that is I developed over time. And we're going to put a little bit in there, Mark, and we're going to try it. This is not something, again, this is just something I do, all right? And we're going to see if it needs anything additional. I'm going to put a little extra lemon in, I think.
Okay.
And anything else, Mark, you think that it might go in there?
No, I think it's
You like it?
pretty nice.
All right.
Yeah. The perfect amount of garlic.
Perfect amount of garlic. I almost reached for the garlic again.
Yeah.
So I needed your advice on that one. All right, go ahead and whisk that for me, Mark, if you don't mind again. Nancy's filming. Nancy Heineman, would you like to try it, Nancy, to see if it needs anything?
Sure.
All right. So now we have this. Our dressing is complete, and I'm going to dump the salad in. And we have too small of a bowl. Nancy's a little worried about this because I'm going to mess up her countertop. That's why I mean this. It's all I do is mess up kitchens, everybody. And it is still a little wet, but again, we did store this. That's one of the reasons when you crisp the lettuce, my towel is wet. We wanted to get that moisture out of there. Okay, so Mark, put about half this bag on there. Sprinkle it on top. This is the Parmesan cheese. Again, you cannot use grated. It has to be either shredded or
Shaved.
shaved. Thank you. That's good.
Good.
We'll put more on in a little bit.
Yep.
About half these croutons. Any kind of crouton works, guys. I suggest making your own if you've got some leftover bread. These happen to be Caesar croutons. I'm not a crouton snob. It's not about other things. All right, that's good. And now we're going to do this again, and it's about another 20 turns. And I'm going to blend. Mark, I would normally ask you to blend, but because I got too much in a small bowl, and I know what I'm up against, I'm going to do this myself. What's important, everything, you guys, when I marinate something, I say this over and over, and this is just going to fall out. That's just the way it is. I'm resigned to that. But you have to get a little bit of the dressing on every leaf. It's not like you can have, half the dressing on half the salad. That is not acceptable. So normally I've got a bigger bowl that I use for the Caesar salad, and I just do a quick, easy toss like this. And now I'm just gonna, I'm gonna make a little bit of a mess. I saw this coming.
Yeah, that's great.
It is great,
It
right?
looks nice, yeah.
It does look nice, right?
Yeah. That looks fantastic.
All right, so what I feel like I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pick up these pieces. We're all friends. I have clean hands here. We're gonna throw this in here. And if it's okay, Nancy, I'm gonna have you come in and do just a close-up of what it looks like. Okay, now we have everything properly mixed. Part of the recipe is you have to have your plates frozen. So I have 3 plates in the freezer. Oh, that one had a little bit. That one had a little bit of ice on the bottom. Mark, while I pick up the ice.
That was a round ice cream.
You got the ice for me?
Yeah.
All right. I knew I needed an assistant. So what I'm going to do, again, this was something we would have the chilled plates when we were waiting on the customers. And I'm just going to go ahead and This is going to be our a little bit of our dinner prior to going to the hockey game tonight, because we are going to the Western Michigan hockey game. It's the national championship, Western Michigan Broncos.
They play Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, oh, that'll be fun.
At 6 o'clock at Lawson Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's heard of the Lawson Lunatics.
What is the Lawson Lunatics?
The student section at Western.
Uh-huh.
And they sit the whole side of the rink.
And what do they do?
Well, chants, cheers.
Can you say one of the chants that isn't dirty?
Nope.
I've been to these hockey games too, and some of the fans wear these horse heads because they're the Broncos, and they're pretty intimidating. That's part of it too. Okay, so now that we have this, look, we've got all this left over still. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to put a little bit more black pepper on, and I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan cheese on just to top it off. And we have plenty more to eat. This is not going to be the only thing we eat tonight.
I think we're taking it to the game, right? Offer. Voila, it looks delicious.
Voila!
Voila,
Good job,
voila.
Brent. Thank
Good
you.
job. Looks delicious. Thank you.
Mark, let's see how it turned out.
Let's see.
My world famous Caesar salad. Never had a better one in my 60 plus years.
Oh, it's not good. Very good.
I've made this so many times for family and friends. Hundreds. I taught Austin. Austin was in our prime rib episode. He wasn't able to make it with me. But people would always ask me if I would adjust the ingredients. Like, I don't like anchovies. I won't eat raw egg. I won't. And when I always say, this is, if you know me, you'll know how true this sounds, then don't eat it. You don't have to have it, but this is my Caesar salad, and this is how I'm going to make it. So, it's all good?
Fantastic.
Cheers. Let's do a quick, I got a little bit of a mouthful here. I can't believe I'm going to try to eat this on camera. Cheers.
Good, yeah.